The Youth Impact Program welcomed 10 to 14-year-olds to Michigan Stadium, merging football with math, science, and life skills.
They're learning academics in the first half of the day, and then they're learning football and different football skills in the second half of the day. It's combining these, and it's also under the element of discipline, so it's really preparing them for football, for academics.
So behind us is a football field. What did football teach you, and what do you think the life lessons football brings to kids?
When I look back on it, I had a high school degree, I had an undergraduate degree and a master's degree, and I think more of life lessons came from my participation in football than maybe the coursework that I had. And I mean that because of life, on the goal line, it's 4th and 1, 11 on one side and 11 on the other side, coming together to score or stop the score, the teamwork and all those great lessons of football. And then to coach it for 46 years, I think back when I was about 12 years old and decided football is what I wanted to do, I made a good decision.
When did you realize you had the impact on young men and women, because you go out and talk to a lot of people? When did you realize you had that type of impact?
That's a great question, and I think the answer to that would be really not until I retired. So we'd be sitting at home with my wife, in an afternoon about 2:30, and you get a phone call.
Yeah.
And you may forget the games and the wins and the losses, but you never forget the players. And as soon as he would mention his name, you had an image of a youngster. You might remember the number, or you might remember something about him. And then he would say this. He'd say, "Coach, do you remember back when I was a sophomore and I was struggling? I had problems with the university and academics. Maybe I had some things going on at home, and we walked down the hall and you looked at me and you said something. And it made a difference in my life. And here I am now with a wife and a family, and I'm doing very well in the workplace, and I want to thank you." Now, I can't remember that moment in the hallway, and I can't remember exactly what I said unless he will refresh my memory, but you realize then the impact that you have on the young men and young women that you... In the morning, for the entire morning, it's strictly academics. Reading, writing, math, science.
The program utilizes public school teachers, the Marines, and NCAA and NFL coaches.
They're transferring their skills from the football field to the classroom, and it's really helping them because they know that they have to stay focused.
Basically, the Marines here are to make sure that the kids are following the instructions. We get them from point A to point B, and we try to do that as quickly as possible while also instilling discipline.
It has to do with how you live your life. Waking up in the morning with that enthusiasm unknown to mankind. I'm going to make this day better than yesterday, and I'm going to make tomorrow better today. And it isn't just athletics or football, and it's life. I want to be better at life.